Brian, thank you for your service. And even for the people who have served, and if you've been in there for 30 years, you probably were in Desert Storm. At the end of the day, even if it's wrong, never doubt that you had courage that the overwhelming majority of the human species wouldn't have.
That's the thing. I do.
And they are always ready, willing, and able to send you off to die.
They just use
but they won't actually stand up and fight.
We've done a lot of shows with a lot of our friends over at the Eisenhower Network, friend Danny Ho. And so we have covered a lot of veteran issues on this show. And the vast majority of veterans that we've met, and we've spoken with Colonel Wilkerson, we've spoken with Wesley Clark, like we've spoken with a lot of different political side, like veterans. The majority of them are anti-war. The majority of them are anti-war.
Yeah.
And so when I see people that are complete warmongers, it's infuriating because you're not taking into consideration these people. Seek help. That's good too.
Good, Chris.
That's really good. And the Sikhs do need help. The Sikhs always get screwed over. That's also good. So now I have 3 different Sikh helps that I have to be thinking about in my head. But get some counseling is what he was saying, I think.
Yeah. No,
get some counseling for yourself.
I've always felt, and I have the utmost respect for those that put on the uniform. But
I
the
do
people
too.
That, it is one of my, it is probably the biggest regret of my life that I didn't join the military. I wanted to join the Army when I was 18, but I also realized that if I did join, I would have most likely ended up in Iraq or Afghanistan. And the prospect of me getting killed in a war that was so beyond pointless. And I look around at people now who think that there's something different about what's going on in Ukraine or what's going on in Yemen, and especially what's going on in Gaza.
Over and over and over. And now what you're trying to do in Iran.
If you're stupid enough to fall for it, it's on your ass.
We need to have someone come on and we need to talk about.
We'll have the Eisenhower Network back.
We need to talk about what's going on with Iran right now, especially right now, because this is potentially like a total shitstorm.
Once you go through Vietnam, you can never look at it the same again.
Which is why I always question the people when the real pro-war mentality. It's because to me, they're generally the pussiest people.
The people, the
they
Bill
are.
Cristols, the Jennifer Rumans, the Lindsey Graham saying, bomb Iran, bomb them now.
Is there anyone that these
could we just send him off? I mean, I know we wouldn't win anything. If we had guys like
and people need to understand that there is no winning a war with Iran. Not at all. There's nuclear death. That's what there is. There's nuclear holocaust. That's what there's no winning. And
therein lies.
And by the way, if you are a supporter of Israel or you're concerned even for the people that live in that region, regardless of what the name of the state is, those people will be nuclearly annihilated if we start messing and pushing too many buttons with Iran.
And here is the real danger when people talk about Trump versus Biden. Donald Trump's first instinct is not to go to war. I don't know what Joe Biden's instincts are anymore because I don't feel that they're even there.
Right.
So he is basically just being manipulated to doing whatever they feel that President Blinken wants to do at this point. And as far as President Blinken is concerned, we'll go to World War III.
But the truth is, if you go back and look at all the old clips that are surfacing of Joe Biden talking about Israel, he'd be doing what he's doing. He'd be doing exactly what he's doing. And so, but I did see something interesting, which we will pull up I will find it again when we do address this thing with Iran, where somebody put up this old clip of Joe Biden seeking to impeach W while he was in the Senate, because if he even thinks about going into Iran without congressional approval, then that's grounds for impeachment. And it's Joe Biden saying that. So I would like us to be playing that over and over again while he's sitting there considering going into war with Iran, which there is no winning. There is nuclear death. If they literally do something invading in the territory of Iran, there will be nuclear death. I don't know how to be more clear. And the fact that they're even if they're contemplating this nonsense, because even Joe knows this. He knows this, which is why they're going to do something else, right? Like they'll attack something else, like some sort of Iranian asset somewhere else that they can get away with doing something like that. But if they literally go after a target in Iran, it's over. It's over because Iran will bomb the shit out of Israel. And then that's it. Then that's World War III. Then that's it. So, I'm very, people be very aware of this.
And for our conservative friends in the chat, me, myself, and I, based on your job, Metalopoly, you have to remember what's happening right now is exactly what just happened back in 2012. This is Benghazi 2.0. A few American soldiers were killed in Jordan the other day. We got to go to war with Iran now. We have to go in there. We can't allow any of our soldiers to get killed.
It's just.
This is on repeat. And if you've ever lived it, if you're ever foolish, this is why.
We shouldn't be there in the first place. Here's the thing. What was it? Building 22? Is that what they're calling it? It's Building 22?
Building 7.
No,
okay.
No, it's called 22. The Tower 22 is the building where the guys got killed. It's somewhere in the area of Jordan, Syria, and Iraq. It's like in this trifecta area. And my question would be, why are we there? We shouldn't even be there. Syria has asked us to leave multiple times. We're illegally occupying Syria. And so we're in places that we ought not be. And so if you get dead being somewhere you ought not be, that does not then make you have the right to then go attack somebody else. You know what I mean? That's like Israel saying this is self-defense. That's absurd.
And what is the proof? It's not a false.
Oh, none whatsoever. None whatsoever.
We should just believe it. Well, just like we should believe that 40 babies' heads were cut off.
And Joe Biden said it.
Kept saying it, even after he was told by corporate media sources that this is not true, it didn't happen, and he kept going out there and saying it. Now the question is, did Joe Biden really think to say that himself, or did somebody tell him to keep going out there and saying it?
Well, the first time they told him. The second time he probably forgot that they told him not to say it again, and he probably said it again. Man. But he's pathetic. But no, I mean, either way, okay, whether or not it's a false flag or it's real, it very well could be real. But I would argue that they ought not be there. And then that would not have happened if we didn't have our, nose up everybody's asses. Then nobody would be able to shit on us. You know what I'm saying? Like if we weren't all up in it.
Do you know what I am saying?
Do you know what I'm saying? So there's that. And then the fact that discretion is the better part of valor. And I honestly do believe that they're not going to do something aggressive with Iran. They're not. Because even Anthony Blinken, I don't think is that psychotic. I think that is.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Maybe Anthony Blinken is saying
that means boots on the ground from us. See, that's then a whole. If they start with Iran, then that means that United States is going to be committing boots on the ground troops, and I do not think they're willing to go there.
That's World War III.
That's it. I'm telling you,
we're already way too close to it to begin with.
It ends in a nuclear holocaust.
This was all avoidable, but the reality is, we have a class of people. This is why, for those of you in the chat who thinks that our current incarnation of capitalism can be salvaged, it can't be. Because the system is showing you that the very people who truly benefit from it play God. And that means they can start wars whenever the fuck they want. And if that means they're running the risk of nuclear annihilation is on the table, unfortunately, this is like the movie Don't Look Up, where they truly believe that they are going to have some type of futuristic rocket ship that they can hop into another planet, another solar system, and that they're going to be safe. That's how people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates think, that they're immune to this, that they are safe. Bill Ackman, all of them.
They are, until they mess with Iran. And then we're all dying of nuclear fallout at some point. Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.